and grow.
Elizabeth, good evening. Yeah, thank you. I see that from Ibadan. I see Gabriel. I see Lagos, 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 Lagos. I see Dupe from Shagam. Yeah, yeah, okay. I can see somebody from the UK. Since Russian, amazing, amazing. Yes, yes. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, I see Ekiti. I see South Africa. Yes, thank you for joining from South Africa. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes, 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 yes. Let's keep it coming. All right, so peradventure, you have probably one or two friends that is not here or yet on this call or in this class. We can quickly do a check on them. Tell them the class has started already. So don't wait, don't wait, don't wait, don't wait. Let's keep it coming. Yes, I'm trying to pick some of us our locations. Yes, from Kaduna. Amazing, amazing. Right, yes, I can see Unizik, Udochukwu from Unizik. Amazing. Yes, this is data analysis class, Mercy Dynasty. She's asking if this is data analysis class. Yes, interesting. Yes, I see Lady B from Cameroon. I see Stella from Uganda. Amazing, amazing. From quite a number of places, people are turning in. Yes, interesting. I want to welcome us once again. And supposedly we have sisters on this call. Peradventure, we have maybe one or two people who are not probably sisters on this call. They are welcome, at least for this week. All right, so that means if you have not registered, the link is still very much available and it is open at www.incubatorng.org. So peradventure, you are listening to this class and you have not registered and you love to be part of this class, you can still register. You can still register. The link is still very much open so that we can have a proper record of you. Yeah, I see Adejare from United States of Ogun. United States of Ogun. All right. Hi, Adejare. You're welcome as well. Right. We see everyone coming in. Yes, from OAU. I see you. Hope. You're welcome from OAU. I see you from Uganda. I see you. All right. Yes, you're welcome, 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 welcome. All right. So very quickly, we are going to be having some time to actually do a recap of what we did yesterday. I can see Ibrahim Favor from Redemption City, Redemption Camp in Ogun State. Amazing. All right, Chineye is from London. I see you. All right, amazing. United States of Abuja, growing with Temi. I see that as well. From South Africa, I see you, Roslyn. All right, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. All right, so this time I'm going to be taking some of the questions that people are asking, right, so that we can bring clarity. So yesterday we had some questions. People came in to ask some questions and then wanting to know how to have some clarity about how the class flow will be, what they should expect, and all of that. So that is why I'm going to be giving some of the answers right now. And peradventure, you also have one or two questions. You should please ask. We are noticing or noting some of the ones I'm seeing on the chat box already. So I'm going to be I'm going to be answering some of those questions just before we enter the class proper. All right. All right. I see someone said, please, is there a WhatsApp group I can join? All right, Kindleman, is there a WhatsApp group you can join? So this class, we are not opening any WhatsApp group, and then no WhatsApp group or no group whatsoever is permitted. If there's going to be any group, it will be communicated via our email to every registered participant. We do not encourage any subgroups from students. And this is because we want to have a proper grip of what is happening in our classes, such that people don't get to say why they were on a particular group belonging to a particular class is why this or is when something happened. All right. So we are very, very, very particular about our classes. We do not encourage any out class groups. So we have a community, and which is on Telegram, right? On Telegram, and then we have shared that link already. Yes, thank you. Somebody just confirmed that I have gotten the Telegram group. So we have a Telegram group for everyone, and then everybody is expected to be on that Telegram group. Everybody is expected to be on that Telegram group. All right. So we expect that everyone join that group. So you are not expected to create any subgroups, but rather the community we are sending to your email. So please do not welcome or entertain any other community or Telegram link, not even WhatsApp. If we are going to create any group, we will communicate it to you in your email address. That is why we have every registered person get communications directly from us. Also, please note that from next week, our class will be coordinated such that you are able to interact with people in your class. So this week class is an open class for everyone to actually be a part of this training. However, from next week, you can only join your class. If you are not a registered member, you will not be permitted to join the class. All right, so which will also allow us for interaction so that we can allow people to interact. You will be allowed, or you will also be privileged to interact. Of course, there are class projects that you also be doing. So we expect that you are able to respond and also to communicate with your other colleagues while the class is ongoing. All right, so thank you. Also, I'm saying that is this the only class that is ongoing currently? Well, as we speak, if you click on our YouTube channel, you will see about 4 or 5 classes going on currently based on the schedule. But why we are saying this, that everyone that is supposed to be on the class have their email gotten already, and then they are expected to be in their respective class. So if your class is not up, except you just wanted to be in a particular class, you are welcome. But then just know that from next week, you will only be permitted in the class where you will or you registered to be. Will it be on YouTube? So classes will be on YouTube. However, discussions and other things will be done on our platform only for registered people. So we are not throwing that out yet until when it is time. So please, we are not throwing that. Omalara from South Africa, we see you and we see your questions and all of that you're asking. All right. So we are taking note of that. So I am also in the Telegram group for both data analysis and Lita community. Thank you. Those are the 2 communities we have currently. You are in general Lita community group and you are in your class community group. Any other group apart from your class community and the general community group, please discard, as we won't be responsible for anything that happens in those groups. All right. We also want to do something very important. And it is that peradventure you're on Discord, you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you need to do that right away. And this is so that you can get prompts as at when your classes are up. You want to know when your classes are up, you need to actually subscribe. So we will encourage that you please subscribe to this channel right away. Right? Somebody is asking that kindly help with laptop specifications for data analysis for someone that wants to get one. All right. So what I would just say is that for you to actually enjoy your class, you need a very good system. All right. Let's say, for instance, at least a Core i5 and then maybe a 256 SSD RAM and then maybe 16 gig RAM is fine. All right. So that's just maybe like an average for you to enjoy, because in the long run, by the time you begin to deal with a lot of data so that you don't have issues. All right. So please, we want you to know that. And if you do not have a PC, it might be very challenging for you to be in this class. Yes, this is data class. Somebody is asking, is this data analysis class? Yes, this is data analysis class. So we are trying to answer whatever questions people are coming with. Yes. All right, let's do something quickly. I want to know how many of us are in both communities. You can just comment it, I'm in both communities, or I'm in the general community. I will join the Telegram community. So I will join the class community. How many of us, let's see from the comment section, how many of us are in both communities, or if you are in one, let's know. Okay, someone is asking if there's going to be a certificate after this training. Oh, amazing. I see that people are in both communities. Okay. So I see some of us are just in general community. If you are just in general community, please check your mail. An email has, except you have not registered. If you have registered, an email has been sent to you. Check and follow to be in your class community. That is where you will get a real-time update as to what is happening. You will get a real-time update as to what is happening. Please, you need to be in your class community as much as you need to be in the general community. So please, if you have not joined, check your email and then get the link that you need to click to be in those community. All right. Somebody is also asking that when is our classes going to be? So you should have also gotten a mail stating your class schedules, the mails showing your class schedules. All right. So I was to talk about the certificates before the other talk to say that everyone who has actually finished this class. And what do I mean by finish this class? All right. So is to say that we are going to be having time to time attendance, time to time class project, time to time activities. So only for people who are met all of these criteria at the end of the class, we be able to meet all of these criteria. All of these criteria, those who meet the criteria, I mean to say, please, I beg your pardon, will get certificate. Just a moment, please. All right, so those are those that will be getting. All right, so I'm still trying to get one or two questions before we go. Okay, I will be going for NYC camp next week and won't be allowed in with a laptop. All right, if you are going to NYC camp, the best I think you can do is just join the class and then keep in touch in your community. Of course, you won't be allowed with PC in your orientation camp. Can I still participate without PC? Let me tell you straight. If you don't have a PC in this class, it will be challenging because you will not be able to take live practice of what we are doing in the class. It will be very, very, very challenging for you to take what is happening live in the class. All right. Okay, you have 8 gig RAM and 500 gig ROM system. Oh, it won't be a problem. Well, you can make use of that as long as you are in class and then you are making use of it rightly. Once again, please, I'd like us to please subscribe, and also to all our social media and please do well to subscribe, reach out, and then let us know should in case you have any feedback via the mails you are getting from us, and then we will be willing to respond to any inquiries you are having for us. All right, we are going to be going on a short break, and just before we go on a short break, the facilitator that will be taking today's class is also going to be coming in after the short break. If there are any other questions or any other thing we need to put clarity on after the section, we will still try and do so much more, and then we can now call it a night. So just before we welcome our facilitator to continue with us, of course, we are going to be having, let me also do this quick introduction. We're going to be having 3 facilitators take us in this section, in this class rather. We have had one yesterday. We are going to be having one person today, and then you are going to be having myself also. So 3 of us will be managing this class, and then from time to time, you'll be seeing either of the 3 of us just to have the smooth running of the classes. All right. So when we come back, we are going to be telling you every other thing you need to know about the Incubator NG, and of course about LITA, Ladies in Tech Africa. All right. So when we come back, you get to hear more. Let's welcome our facilitator, but then before that, let's go on the commercials.
Data has come to stay. It will continue growing. So you have found yourself as a data analyst, as a data engineer, as a data scientist. So what you need to do is what? Continue learning. Continue learning different skills, right? And if you should ask a question from facilitators you've had yesterday, the one that was before me and myself, that how many of the technology that we know but eventually they're going to tell you that I can use this. I think when you check the profile of the our yesterday facilitator, when he puts it on the screen, you guys can see that he has a lot, right? So, and it's good that you start somewhere, or understand, and that's the reason why that we'll put in place for this program. We're going to take you guys from basic to intermediate, and what we'll be teaching you guys for this program is basically Microsoft Excel, um, SQL, that's structured query language, and the BI tools, which is Microsoft Power BI, the most visualization technology used all over the world. Though there are other BI tools, right? But Microsoft Power BI happen to be the most used BI in technology as regard to data. And for some of us that we are still in the ecosystem of Nigeria, what we use today on a daily basis for our visualization is Microsoft, then maybe Paraventure. Some people use Tableau, right? So I welcome everyone into this program, right? It's a program that when you look back, right, you will definitely remember that, oh, I've gained something. You will not like be the same person, because after my 2-month program, then I wasn't not the same person that started the program. A lot of things. Now, let me share something to you, because I'm a teacher, right? I've been doing this for the past 3-4 years, right? One thing I do tell students in my first class is that the current dispensation where we are today, irrespective of your discipline, whether you study science related course, whether you study engineering course, whether you study management course, irrespective of what you study in school, you have to know some technology tools to back it up. Are you getting me? You have to know even some organizations that does graduate trainee on a yearly basis, mention KPMG, EY, the banks, and some of them. When you are sending your CV, I'm talking from experience, because I for the past 2 years now, I'm a team lead, data analyst and AI in my company, a Microsoft partner company like that. When we are up when being recruiting for the position of graduate trainee for all the technology, whether data, whether security, whether software developers, whether business process automation, whether project management, by the time I have received over thousands of CV, I will look at those CV. Though it's a graduate trainee, right? You cannot compare yourself with someone that have sat down in a class like yours, right? Under the tutelage of the professionals to be trained on Excel, Power BI, and SQL, right? After 2 months, 3 months, and you have done like 5 portfolio projects that you can use to boost your morale, right? And you apply for a graduate training. Maybe you just finish your NYC, right? And you apply for a graduate training. And someone that have not done anything, that have not what done anything. Well, it might have experience, but tailored to the position. In all honesty, right, I will pick that person, because the person he has an idea of what he's coming to do, right? Compared to someone that doesn't have an idea. So that's the reason why that this kind of a program has been put in place for as many that saw the future and quickly wants to what embrace it. And that's the reason, and that's what I'm going to take you guys through this evening, unlocking opportunity in what in data analysis. So I'm going to share my screen. I would like to get a confirmation once you guys can see my screen, right? So I'm currently sharing my screen now, right? Okay. So let me know once you can see my screen. Okay. Okay, you can see my screen, right? You can see my screen. What can you see? Can you see? What can you see? Can you tell me what you guys can see? Okay. Can you see PowerPoint presentation? Okay. 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 Sorry, minutes. Gonna share share. Sorry, guys, a minute. Okay, so what about now? Is my screen visible now? Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Um, okay, so now this evening, so I'll be running you guys through on unlocking opportunities in data analytics, right? So exploring careers and skills in a data-driven world. So basically, that's what we'll be doing this evening, right? So a lot of people will be talking about data, and like I used to tell people, right? Why suddenly, why emergence of a data suddenly? Like I remember when I was in school, right? Talking about over 10 years ago, in Nigeria, right? I'm in Nigeria, an African man, right? The only thing we be hearing is maybe a database manager, database administrator. I could remember when I wanted to do a IT training then. I went to different training hubs in Ikeja, and then what I was told is that I can do SQL server training, right? Nothing like the data analysis, right? But of recent, 6, 7 years, if I'm not mistakenly, I stand to be corrected, we started hearing data analysis, right? But the moment COVID came and COVID left, there is what? There is amount of companies, a lot of companies started looking for data analysis. Why is that? The data is now important to organization, right? Why data? I think yesterday, our facilitator yesterday talked about the importance of data analysis. But why is that everybody now today, everybody wants to go into data analysis, right? Everybody wants to go into data analysis. And what does it take to transition into data analysis? And that's basically what I will be walking you guys through tonight, right? What it takes us to be a data analyst and what you need to know as a data analyst, right? Now, now, what is data? That's the first thing we need to look at. What is data? Data analysis involve, right? Data analysis. There are different clauses: data analytics, data analysis, data analyst, and also and so on like that. But what is data analysis itself? So data analysis involves inspecting, right? That's the first thing. inspecting the data. So that's what you'll be doing as a data analyst. Inspecting the data, right? Cleansing the data, transforming the data, and what? Model the data. Yesterday, for some of you guys that were on the call yesterday, the man yesterday talking about ETL. He mentioned something called ETL. ETL is a very robust area in data as far as data is concerned. Every data analyst works with ETL. So what is ETL? The E stands for extraction, right? Extracting your data from a different source. Where your data is, it's not my problem as a data analyst. I can connect to and what? And pull the data. What does that T stand for? The T stand for transformation, right? Transforming the data. As a data analyst, you'll be working with, I used to call it dirty data. Data that are what? That's very, very, very dirty. Very dirty data. That's what you'll be working with, right? And what? And for you to make sense of your data, what you need to do is what? You need to transform the data, clean the data for you to be able to make sense of it. Then what is the last one? That's L, load. After transformation, what next is to load the data either to data warehousing or either to Excel or either to what? To Power BI or Tableau for you to now continue with whether visualization or to store the data, right? So from the definition on the screen, saying that data analysis is what? Involves inspecting. You inspect your data, you cleanse your data, you transform it, then model the data to discover what? Useful information, draw conclusion, and support decision what? Making. So every decision that organization make today, right, is based on the data. One of the problems that this country as in Nigeria or most African country we are facing today is a data problem, right? I'm going to use Nigeria as an example, right? We have a data problem in this country, right? If someone just wake up today or United Nations just say, okay, how many are you guys in Nigeria? What is Nigerian population? They will say between so and so, right? They cannot give you the accurate data, right? Because what gives us the accurate data is sensor, and that's supposed to be done every 13 years. But when was last time they did something like that in Nigeria? Nobody can answer that, right? It's been long, right? Now, how do we give a accurate information, or how do we draw a conclusion and make a decision if your data is not what? Is not accurate? So every data analyst must know how to make sure that your data is what? Is accurate. Is what? Is accurate. So imagine that I work as a sales analyst and the sales manager, from his manual reporting that he did, is having something of about 60 billion for total sales for the year 2023, right? And I as a data analyst, and I came in, then work on historical data, and I did my analysis, my visualization, my fine and beautiful visualization, and I'm giving this man 56 billion. He's going to look at me that, bro, there's a what? There's a discrepancy between your figures and my figure. You know, you are not giving me the accuracy. He has it. He has the one that he has done manually. But what you are doing is what? You are also working on that historical data, peradventure to automate. He doesn't want to be doing manual reporting again. He wants automation, right? So that's a discrepancy in the data, right? So he cannot draw conclusion on that. So that's the reason why that our data must be accuracy is very, very important in our data for the organization, for the stakeholder to be able to what? Draw conclusion on that, right? So from the screen, you can see the different stages of a data, right? Business question, get data, explore data, prepare data, analyze data, and present findings. So these are the stages that it's going to take for you to now get data or get the insight or an insight to the stakeholder for them to make a conclusion or for them to make a business decision, right? Because as a data analyst, what are you doing? You are solving problem. You are a problem solver. If you don't know, as a data analyst, you are solving problem. A lot of organizations have a problem. They have a problem today. They have a data problem, and that's the reason why that every organization wants to have at least one or two data analysts in the organization for them to be able to. So imagine Nigeria Communication Commission charging MTN to pay over 5 billion naira, sometimes like some years back, because they could not provide accuracy. They could not provide the data of the subscribers. They asked them, imagine paying that amount. Then imagine a bank in Nigeria is paying over 300 million to deploy AI solutions, data technologies in order for them to be able to draw a conclusion for bank, right? For bank. So that is what data entails, right? Now, so business question. So that's the first thing. As a data analyst, when you have your data, you're going to ask a lot of questions that, okay, from this your data, what does you want? What do you want from this data? What do you want me to do? What are the things or the KPI or metrics you want me to draw from this data? What are the KPIs? It is necessary that, okay, what do you want me to, what's the conclusion? What's the end goal of the data? These are the business goals. So I'm going to explain this based on a real life project, right? If I want to like deploy management information system solution for organization, whether a bank, oil and gas, or telecommunication. So what comes first is what? Data gathering. What comes first is what? Data gathering, right? So during data gathering, we're going to ask different questions, right? So that's what they call a business question. Then after that, you say get data, right? So the organization provide you a data, right? They provide you a data to work in, and basically is what is historical data, and that is what, as a data analyst, you'll be working with. You'll be working with historical data, right? And every data related, either a data scientist or a data engineer, whatever the data you find yourself, either a SQL developer, ETL developer, you'll still be working with what? Historical data, right? So they have given you historical data. So what next is what? Explore the data. During the exploration of the data, what are you doing? You are cleaning the data, right? Transforming the data, you are model the data, and that takes you to the preparing the data. And at the same time, after the data has been explored and the data has been what? Prepared. What next is what? Analyze the data. What next is what? Analyze the data. That is what next. So I believe I'm still let me go back to the studio to see if I'm still uh audible and people can still hear me. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, right? That's fine, right? I can see people giving different definition, right? Awesome, 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 awesome. Okay, so I'm go back to my presentation. Right, thank you guys. We are together, right? Right now, analyze your data. Between exploration of your data and data preparation, a lot of things happen, right? But we don't want to go into detail so that we don't get you guys confused, because what we are basically doing is the fundamental, the elementary, right? A lot of things happen between exploration of your data and preparation of your data. But let's focus on analyzing the data. Now, you can analyze your data with Excel, right? With Excel, right? With Power BI, with Tableau, right? You can analyze your data with any of those. We have many of them with Lucas. We have many of BI tools, right, that you can use to analyze your data. So after your data has been analyzed, what is the next thing? Is to present the data to the stakeholders, right? Present the data what? To the stakeholder. Now, I'm going to use experience, right? Experience to explain presenting your findings, right? When you are presenting to organization, to stakeholder rather, and once you just display your either your report is in PowerPoint or you want to display the Power BI, right? When you are talking, the moment you talk about revenue, your sales, those stakeholder adjust. They adjust because that is where they want to make decision. They want to make decision based on the total revenue. They want to make a decision based on total sales. And how much do we generate from this location, from that location, from then location, right? Right. And once you present your findings to them, right, they make decision and based on that. So your data is what they used to make decision. So if you give them accurate data, right, decision they are going to make is accurate. If you give them inaccurate data, the decision they're going to make is going to be what? Inaccurate, right? Let's proceed. Now, why data analysis is important? Why everybody wants to go into data analysis? Why organization is trying to make use of their data? Why Nigeria Communication Commission is telling MTN to pay 5 billion naira because they could not produce on data of their subscribers? Why? So data analysis help business to make informed decision, like I said, understanding customer behaviors, improve operation, and predict future trends. That's just why data analysis is important. Make informed decision, understand customer behaviors, improve operations, and what? And predict future trends, right? Now, let's look at the itemized point here. Helps organization make decision based on actual data rather than what? Institution or guesswork. You just want to guess. That is the challenge some of the African countries face today. They don't have a data, right? They don't have a data, and most of the decision they make to the masses is based on guess. They just guess, right? In Nigeria, so some of us that are in Nigeria, right? He said the president distributed one trailer that comprised of how many bags of rice to each state. How many? How many bag of how many trailer? How many truck? Let me use truck that you think they can come to Lagos or Ogun State that can everybody that can get to everybody. There's no data, right? There's no what? There's no data. Now, identify bottlenecks and inefficiency in processes leading to optimization and cost reduction. That's one of the important, right? It identify what? The bottlenecks, the inefficiency in processes, leading to what? Optimization and cost reduction, right? Yes, the organization, the banks that spend over 300 million to deploy a data solutions is because what? They want to um reduce cost. Okay, sorry, I'm going to use a practical example to explain this, right? To explain this, my current project is a RPA project now with one of the commercial banks in Nigeria. Currently, that's my current project. On that project, I'm a SQL developer on that project, and at the same time, I'm a data engineer. Now, what the bank is trying to achieve by spending that amount on that project is because we use our ATM card, and our ATM card could be MasterCard, Visa card, right? And we have a different payment gateway. We have a Flutter Waves, we have a PayPass, we have many of them like that, right? Now, do you know that at the back end, those data that the bank pulls are not structured data? I think yesterday it was mentioned that there are different type of a data, right? Structured data, semi-structured, and unstructured data, and which it elucidates more on that, right? Now, and by now, so you should know the structure. So this data we are talking about is not structure. Some of them are semi-structured. Some of them are what? Are unstructured data. So it takes the bank, right? For a MasterCard report, it takes a staff of the bank that works in the settlement department to analyze a MasterCard. Let's say, for example, today is Tuesday, right? To analyze yesterday transaction now, it takes a staff of the bank to analyze. It takes 8 hours to analyze the data. 8 hours. Now, then the banks now look at, okay, what do we do? This number of hours that our staff is putting on to do this, all this our vendor payments, settlement and reconciliation is much. How can we reduce these hours, right? That's where we were contacted, and we jump on a call with them, and then we look at the problem, right? And we propose a different solution to them, right? And one of the solutions is a RPA. That's a robotic process automation, right? Now, end of the day, what do we do is that 8 hours has now reduced to 30 minutes. 8 hours. Imagine you spend something that you spent 8 hours to now. Now it's now 30 minutes that you will do. So what happens is that AI, robot, has done the work for you. Even what we even propose to them is that they don't even need to do anything. Both the visualization, but no, they said, okay, give us the endpoint in a structure Excel format. Then we can now do our endpoint. We can post to Finacle and so on like that. So imagine. And now, right, some people, when we started the project, right, some of the staff, they were not happy that by the time we finish this project, that some of them would lose their job, right? They are not going to lose their job. There's going to be a restructure, because that's what we propose to them. We are not proposing this solution for you to lay off your staff, right? This solution can help you to restructure some of your staff to other departments, right? And that's what the banks, if I don't want to mention, and that's what they're currently doing. That's what they were currently doing. So that's talking about optimization and probably cost reduction, right? They don't need more staff. Robot is there. Even when you are sleeping in your house, robot is there downloading the file for you at their different vendor pay portal, putting it in a FTP. From the FTP, there is an pipeline that pick the data and so on. Please, I don't want to go into detail so that I don't get you guys confused, right? Now, one other point is that it helps in a better location of resources based on the data. This point is not far from what I just just a scenario I just painted now, maximizing productivity, right? Predict future strength and outcome challenges. So allow business to prepare and strategize accordingly, right? So that's what your data, that's where the data scientist now comes in to build a model that can predict the future for you, right? Okay, in the half year, I make 6 billion as my total, as in my profit, right? Yeah, I can use that the same data to predict how much am I going to make by the end of the year, right? Building a model that will do that for me, right? Then identify factors contributing to customer churn and develop strategy to retain them, right? So what data is going to tell you? Data is going to tell you your customer. Okay, I have a customer base of 200 the beginning of the year. By the time you are reviewing your customer base system, it has reduced. Then what happened? What happened? Why? What happened? Is it our product, is it bad or what? Difference, your data is going to tell you your customer churn, and then even the same thing, attrition, right? Now, in my office, to be honest, now in my office, there are a lot of attrition. People are leaving. People are getting another job. People are leaving, and there is a target that was given to my HR that attrition in the organization was less than 3%. To be honest with you now, attrition in the organization is greater than 10% now in the last 3 months. People are leaving, people are coming in, and that is why it's open to you. You call me, you come in, come and work as a data analyst. Do your 1 year, your 3 years too. You can go, right? I left an organization to and peradventure I'm going to leave and what and go. But what is because it's a trend, right? Right now, identify opportunity for innovation, right? And in development based on marketing and customer data, right? Then identify new opportunity for products and services. So the data can just help you to identify new opportunities and innovation through the analysis of the market and customer data, right? So let's talk about skills required for data analysis, right? Skills required for data analysis. Yeah. Yesterday, someone asked a question that's Python, and I like the way the question was answered yesterday, right? Yeah, you need to learn it. But to be honest with you, everybody wants to learn all this technology that I listed here at a time, right? He wants to learn Excel, he wants to learn Python, he wants to learn R, he wants to learn SQL, he wants to learn Tableau, he wants to learn Power BI, right? At the same time, in 2 months, I will tell you it's not possible. Let me just put it like that. To be honest, it is not possible. You don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself because of you want to learn a lot of them, right? If it is one, only one, you're going to take for 1 month, learn it 1 month, right? Master it, maybe from 0% to 60%. You are good to go, right? Then after you have learned that too, try to look for a project, look 2 or 3 projects on it, build a report or build whatever you want to do with it, right? Master it. Then after that, then go for the next one like that. Like, yeah, to be honest, right? I've been in the data environment for the past 5 years or 5 years, let's say for 5 years now. I must confess to you, I started learning Python last year. Why? I started learning Python, and not that I've not been using it, or not that my project does not involve using Python, right? I'm a team lead. I head a department, right? So I build more of AI solutions, right? But I said, okay, let me take it at a time, right? Learn Excel. And that is why this program has been designed in such a way that you learn Excel, SQL, then Power BI. Master these three. These three can take you to anywhere. Then other then other technology comes in and started, okay, I need to learn this, I need to learn this, I need to learn this, I need to learn this. And that's how you can now grow. But don't put all this technology on your table at the same time. At the end of the day, you get nothing at the end, right? So we have Python. Python is widely used for data manipulation and analysis, right? Python boasts a rich ecosystem of libraries. So there are different. So if you want, so Python comes with different libraries, like talking about pandas for cleaning manipulation. Talking about NumPy. Then we have R language. R language is just for statistical analysis, right? Then we have SQL. This is a go-to language for database management. So anyone that wants to be a database management, right? Database management. So this is what the person need to know. SQL, right? You need to know this to allow you to query, update, manipulate your structured data. I think it was mentioned yesterday too that data that comes into your data warehousing is a structured data. It's a data that has been cleaned. Clean data. That's data that come into your what? To your um to your data warehouse, into your database, right? Now, we have a data visualization tools like Power BI, like Tableau, like Clicks. There are many of them, but the most widely used, like I said earlier, are Power BI and Tableau. So Tableau knows for its user-friendly interface, right? It allows you to create a complex visualization without any coding, right? It's particularly useful for creating interactive dashboard. That's what Tableau does. Then Power BI on the other side, yeah, it's a this is a Microsoft product. While Tableau is a Salesforce product, right? Power BI is a Microsoft product. So it's another a powerful tools for creating interactive reports and dashboard, right? So it allows you to integrate to over 100 data sources. By the time you get to your Power BI, I'm going to show you, you can connect to different data. I always said, if you're a data analyst, where the customer data is, it's not the, it's not the problem. It's not the problem. Where the data is not the problem. Your technology can connect to it and what? And pull the data to wherever you want to put data to in Power BI can connect, right? Now, another skill of data analysis, critical thinking. Yeah, you must be able to think critically. You must be able to think out of box, out of box. You must be able to think things that are not existing to bring them into existence. It does not exist, but you bring them into existence. The project I mentioned to you that we are currently building for one of the commercial bank in Nigeria here, and the banks has over 19 affiliates in Africa, all right? And we are also building for all those countries, right? That project do exist. I don't want to say does not exist, right? Do exist, but what technology, right? Is a project is when we combine different technology to actually build this solution. Is a critical thinking, right? When we wanted to build the robot, when we mentioned the robots to people, to the stakeholders, they thought maybe it's normal robots that you see, that all those the one that Chinese, we're gonna use an application called Power Automate, right? In a Power Automate desktop to build that robot. It's just to trigger. Once you trigger, you will see the way it will go from maybe today's, okay, I want it to download yesterday report. It will go to yesterday, download the yesterday report. Once it download the report will saved in a server where we connect to and pull the data, right? Now, so that is critical thinking, right? Most time you can spend some hours just trying to formulate things that does not exist, but you want to bring them into existence, right? In order to build something robust, something intelligence for stakeholder, right? Now, data wrangling and data cleaning, right? This is another skills that require for everyone that is going into data, right? Data wrangling, data cleaning, right? You'll be working with a lot of data that are dirty, unstructured and semi-structured. Now, imagine someone that is spending 8 hours to build a report. Do you know that out of that 8 hours, he spent 6 hours just to clean the data because they use Excel. So imagine he wants to some semi-structure, some JSON, right? Importing it into Excel, writing a VBA code, right? Right? And some of them has to use, some of them that know Python, we use Python, right, to clean. But how many of them, the banks know Python, right? So we spend about 6 hours trying to clean data. And that's the data that we build a model that will clean it for them, right, in less than 5 minutes, right? I'm not exaggerating. The Python code that was built on Databricks used 5 minutes, right, to transform the data. Though to come up with the code too might take you some days, right? But at the end of the day, when you deploy that solution, it takes you 5 minutes to transform that data that takes someone 6 hours to transform, right? So so you can imagine that you spend 6 hours cleaning a data. So part of the skills of a data analyst is ability to do a data wrangling and data cleaning So before data analysis can occur, data must be cleaned and transformed. Then communication skills is also important, right? So every data analyst must be able to communicate with a different people, right? With a different people. And so moreover, right, you will be communicating with a non-technical person, right? If I'm presenting my report to my CTO, to my MD of my company, they are technical people. They understand the terminology I'm using, right? If I'm presenting to executive director of MTN, who is not a technical person, I'm not going to use the same. I'm going to come down to the level that we understand. So all those my technology, terminology, all those things, I'm going to leave it in my office when I'm going to their office for a meeting. I'm going to talk to them in a language, that they understand. Like this data wrangling now, if I'm telling them data wrangling, they will be looking at me that even though they understand what is wrangling, it might mean something else. So it's better I use another language. So communication skill is very, very important, and you need to know your audience. It's very, very important to know your audience. When you are presenting to a technical person, like your mate, that you are both technical person, yeah, you should know that a technical person. But when you are presenting to a non-technical person, right, please know that you are presenting to a non-technical person. So, and you must communicate to them in such manner, right? Now, what are the careers in data analysis? We're talking about data analyst, data scientist, data engineer, business analyst, database administrator, right? Just to mention a few, right? So data analyst, what does data analyst do, right? Because I believe that at the end of your 3 months with us, right, you become a data analyst, not a data scientist, not a data engineer, not a database administrator, but you become a data analyst. But you can now grow from a data analyst to a data scientist to a data engineer, or peradventure to business intelligence developer or data engineer or ETL developer or BI developer. Many of them like that, right? You can be your focus, right? So data analyst, what does it do? That it analyze and interpret complex data to help organization make decision, right? Sorry, I need to come to the chart line, right, to see what is happening, whether I'm on a track, right? Okay, okay, I'm on a track, right? And I believe people can still hear me, right? Right. Okay, okay, I'm on a track, right? Okay, that's awesome, 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 right? So now, what about data scientists, right? So data scientists they use advanced analytics and machine learning to predict future trends. So the difference between data analysts and data scientists is that, in a layman, is that data analysts work with historical data, right? They use that historical data to give you uh, analysis of what has happened, right? Let's say, for example, now we are in, let's take from January to June. That's half a year, right? You have data has been generated from January to June. And in the month of June, right, you want to work on data that has been generated. That's a past data, historical data, right? You now tell them that from January to June, this is what you make, right? But a data scientist, right, we now use that the same data and to predict what will happen from July to December, right? That's the way I used to differentiate between them. I don't want to speak grammar, right? So that's the way I will just tell the difference between them. Data scientist. You can be a data analyst, and at the same time, you can also be a data scientist. Whereas if you are a data analyst, you have spent 2 years as a data analyst, and you now learn your Python, you learn your Kafka, your Databricks, and all those things like that. Yeah, you can still be a data analyst, and at the same time, you are a data scientist. I checked some people profile on LinkedIn. You can see them, they are a data analyst, they are a data scientist. It's not bad, right? But don't rush. Now, spend some time to be a data analyst. Master your SQL. Your Power BI is very, very important. Then later you can add your Python to it, right? And move on like that. Now, under data scientists, we now have AI engineer and machine learning engineer, right? So these guys are IT professionals that specialize in creating intelligent systems, applications, and models that can solve problems by imitating human functions, right? So I think you guys understand what AI is and what's machine learning. But AI engineer and machine learning engineer are their IT professionals that now specialize using different technology, right? Different technology to build a model that mimic human, right? The projects that I used as an example, right? That I said we build a robot. That what that robot is doing is mimicking, right? Mimicking the staff that will go to maybe Flutterwave's portal to download the bank's report, right? Because every bank will have a credential that we use to sign to the back end of all these payment gateway, like Flutterwaves, all those card payment to like a Visa card, like a MasterCard, and like a PayPass, like many of them like that, right? Go there, download. Now we now build a robot now that will now go there to mimicking the staff of the bank to download the report, right? Now a AI engineer can build a bot, a chat bot, right? A virtual chat bot, employee virtual assistants, many of them like that, right? Now, data engineer, what does it do? They design an energy system for collecting, storing, and analyzing data, right? Data engineer is actually a robust career path, right? It is very robust because for you to be a successful data engineer, you have to know a lot of technology. I've been working with data engineers, and I myself have handled some data engineering projects, right? I discovered that you need to learn a lot of technologies, right, for you to be able to manipulate data. Because if you're a database administrator, right, or if you're a data analyst, who the data you are working with, most as a data analyst, all data analysts work with a structured data. Maybe the one you download from Cargo or different websites, they are structured. So people have worked on those data, right? Some of those data are likely semi-structured and unstructured. But some people have worked on those data, transform the data, right? Using different technology like a Kafka, Apache, many of them like that, to transform the data, put the data either in a Excel or put in a data warehousing. And you as a data analyst just come there, connect to your data and visualize, right? That's what the data engineer do today. You can go online, that you can browse and check that. Then what about business analyst, right? Business analysts, what they do, just bridge the gap between the IT and the business, right? Using data to improve business. So business analysts, most time I refer to them as a project manager. That's most time, not all the time, right? Refer to them as a project manager. So what you're just doing, like some of them are actually a project manager, but transition from being a project manager to become a business analyst because you understand the business. Now you are now bringing the gap between the business and the IT, right? So that's what you are doing, but using data to improve, right? Then database administrator, DBA, right? This is a another part in data that's lucrative. Let me put it like that, right? Because every organization, they have database, and someone needs to manage that database to prevent them. You can see some of their. I actually put some of their uh, JD here, right? So you have to manage the database from being used by unauthorized users, right? From hackers. So you have to build a lot of technologies, something like we call disaster recovery, right? High availability, These are the things that you need to work with. You then back up and restore of your database. This is what you'll be doing on a either weekly basis, on a daily basis, on a monthly basis. You're restoring the data, you are backing up the data, right? So when you are backing up your data, you're trying to um ease the space in the data. The database is becoming overwhelming, right? The database is no longer performing up to expectation. You're trying to query a data, you're trying to query, and it's returning, taking like 3 hours, 6 hours, even 30 minutes, let's say 30 minutes, right? Or 1 hour. So something is wrong with your folder, whether with your log file, with your transaction log file. You need to what? You need to create a space. So what do? You need to back up. You can, if you have like 10 years data in your database, why do you have why do you have a 10 years database in your 10 years data in your database, right? Why can't you back up 5 years, then leave 5 years, back it up, move it to another folder so that you can have enough of space in your server, right? So that's what they call database optimization. We have a database optimization and we also have a query optimization. Hope I'm not too going deeper, right? If I'm too going deeper, I'm sorry, right? Now, getting started in data analysis, right? Getting started in data analysis, right? So, yeah, during the survey, right? See, this is actually what we came with as a survey, that you must have a relevant degree, computer science, statistics, and mathematics, right? Yeah, fine. But the current technology we have today, you don't even need to study any of this degree before you can become a data analyst, before you can become a data engineer, before you can become a whatever, any IT related, whether you are a cloud architect, software developer. You don't even to study any of science related course. And I've worked with people that they came from management background. All right, right. My a colleague of mine in my former place, he studied Christian religious study, right? Christian religious study, and today is a data analyst. I think he have worked over like three fintech companies in Lagos here, right? Christian religious knowledge. And my former office then, my team lead, a lady, I think he actually studied international relation. That's what he studied, right? And today, and even myself as a trainer, I've trained people, I've trained doctor, I've trained a pharmacist, I've trained a chartered accountant, right? You're trying to move into the data. So now talking about online courses, so different online courses where you can get, and part of them is what you actually doing, right? Train you guys, connecting virtual and to train you guys. There are different certification, right? Now I'm going to be honest with you, right? When you are trying to transition into data, right? Learning data analysis, learning Excel, SQL, Power BI is good, right? Try to add some certification to it. Yeah, to be honest. After this training, I don't know if that has been communicated. I think that should be a certificate of completion, right? That certificate of completion, right? Which is fine. You can put on your LinkedIn or your profile. I attended the Incubator. I'm a certified data analyst, right? Then there's also some professional certification that you can actually started looking to, or maybe after 6 months as a data analyst, right? Like Power BI data analyst. I've seen someone that learned data analysis within 6 months. He just reached out to me that, oh, I want to write this exam, and okay, we put materials together for her, and she wrote the exam and she passed, right? You can do Google data analytics professional, you can do Microsoft professional, you can there are fundamentals, right? Yeah, that Microsoft put on some fundamentals for AI, for data fundamentals, right? That you can actually do within period of a time, right? Depend how you want to do it, right? That you can get it. Then adds on experience, right? So after your training, I don't know whether some of you are going for NYC, some of you are done with your NYC, some of you are already working, you want to transition into data, right? Hey, now this our program is designed in such a way that when we I think it was mentioned yesterday, and I don't know whether it was mentioned today, that you're actually going to be mentor, going to do a project that you use to build your portfolio, right? Now, that's where internship will come. You look for a companies that I want to do internship, right, for data analysis. You can also do freelancing, right? When I learn data analysis, right, I reach out to people on LinkedIn. I'm a data analyst. Please, can I analyze your data for you for free? I reach out. I will go to some people. I will reach out to them. Can I analyze your data for you for free? And some of them will give me data. Some of them is okay. We can't give you our real life data, but we can look for our data of 10 years ago, give it to you, analyze it for them, and for free, right? And that's actually what we are going to do, and do that for. Then you can. There's some companies too. Even now on LinkedIn, yeah. Because the best way, let's say the best platform where you can market yourself, right? Where you can market yourself is actually LinkedIn, right? You market yourself on LinkedIn. That's where all the job I've done my life as a data analyst, as a data engineer, whatever I've done, I those job comes, I'll check it for me on LinkedIn. Or I will apply. Or at least if I see five I apply, then at least some of them will respond, and then apply as many for internship pro. After this program, don't yeah. Some people used to say, oh, after 3 months of your data analysis, you can land a big job, right? That's nothing God cannot do, right? This program is actually organized by our mother, so that's nothing God cannot do. But at the same time, what works for him and what works for Bill, right? So you just like plan it, right? Look for internship, right? Now, let me go to use this one, right? After my 5 years in the banking sector, when I left the bank, right? I know what I was earning as in the bank then. Then after my data analysis training, I don't have experience as a data analyst. Then, both though I've built some portfolio projects, right? My first job as a data analyst, what they were paying me was 50% of what I was earning in the bank, right? So imagine then, for example, I was earning 100,000 in the bank, right? And the job I got, they were paying me 50,000, just because of the passion I have, right? And so I have to start all over. And some of my colleagues then just laugh at me that, guy, you dey mad, abi you don't know what you are doing, right? Shey you get. So you have to start from somewhere, right? You look for internship role. Some of them might even be free. So some of them might say they are not going to pay. Yeah, they are not going to pay. Is that exposure, right? See, the company that paid me 50,000 naira monthly as a data analyst, right, after my 5 years in the banking, right, I spent 6 months there. 6 months. After 6 months, within that 6 months, I wrote 2 certification. Within that 6 months, I did my first real life project with MTN. With MTN, my first ever project, right? Then after 6 months, after 6 months, they confirm me, right? And they increase my salary to exactly what I was earning in the bank, which I'm not okay with that, right? But I said, okay, no problem. And that the same month I was stabbed. It was that the same month I got another job, which now triple of what they were paying me. The salary was triple. So imagine that it's not even up to 1 year, you see the transformation, because I have to calm myself down. I have to start from the beginning. All right. So that's how it works, right? That's how it works, right? Then personal projects, analyze public available data sets, right? Look for a data set. Reach out to your tutors. By the time you try to your project, right? Reach out for your tutor. We give you data, we give you real life, and we give you data. You worked on it. Post your data, post your project on LinkedIn. Let people comment. Let you check the view, people that view your project, you know. Then join online community. Yes, join online community like a Cargo, right? Like GitHub, right? So there are many online community that you can join. Like even till now, if I want to demo, if I want to do a demo for a company, where do I get my data? Because if I want to do a demo, the company will not give me a data. I'll go to Cargo. I'll look for a. I wanted to do a demo for a Fidelity Bank, right? On some solutions they asked us. Then what did I do? I went to Cargo. I said, okay, I need ATM transaction data. And I got something related to that, and I used it to build the solution for them. And I presented to them, and they like it. And my company, we got the project, right? Then tips for success. Tips for success, right? Always ask question and seek to understand the why behind the data. Stay curious. Always what? Ask question. In my class, in my class, I like my students to ask me question, because once you ask me question, it gives me joy. It shows that you are following me. You might not understand it. You can say, excuse me, please, can you go back to that previous step? I will say, oh, it's actually following me. Ask question. And as a data analyst, even after your program, whatever the community you join, ask question. Look for the professionals there. Ask them question. Even with my 5 years plus experience, I still ask question. Even I have a GT in my team that we just employed this year, right? 6 months. And there's a project I wanted to do, and I said, everybody's overwhelming. I said, okay. I told the guys, so can you do this project, right? And the guy said, yes. Okay, let me give you a sample data. Worked on it, and I asked one of my data scientists to supervise him, and the guy actually worked on it, right? And when he was working on it, he was curious and asked questions. He had a passion. I can see the joy in the guys. And to be honest, the guy is involved in projects, involved in big projects. Now, the guy goes to clients' office, work and deploy solutions, right? 6 months, a GT. My GT program in my office, which was supposed to be 1 year. Now, 6 months, the guy has been confirmed and the salary has been touched, right? Because he has a passion, and right. Then continuous learning. I believe if you ask our yesterday facilitator, I think I mentioned it now, our today's facilitator, the before me and myself, we have not stopped learning. I just came back from leave. I just resumed to my office this week. I actually took 2 weeks leave. For what? Not just to go and be sleeping, no. To learn a new technology. To learn what? New technology. I saw that this thing, if I don't learn this thing, some guys that are just coming up, they will just leave me behind, right? They right. I bought the course online. And that's what I did for the 2 weeks. So keep up with the new tools, technologies, and method. You follow the trend, right? By the time, like Power BI now, what Microsoft does that every month, Microsoft updates Power BI. If you are not following the trend, you will not know that every month Microsoft updates. There is one or two features that Microsoft. I was teaching my students, my other students before this class, that they saw something. I said, this thing was not there. Okay, the guy reached out to me that this thing was there when I was teaching them. I said, yes. Now they just add it. Now I think you guys have heard about Copilot. If you check Power BI now, you will see Copilot in Power BI. You will see Azure Machine Learning in Power BI. All right, that's what it. That's what. And you have to keep. You have to learn. Keep learning new things. Right. Right. Then networking. Connect with professionals in the field through social media, conferences and meetups. Right. Right. And like I said, LinkedIn is the on my LinkedIn now, I have over 4,000 followers, right? And myself, I know how many people I'm following, right? They are all data people. if I have issue, right, I will just call them. That's a project I did, right? I did my first project as a data analyst. I reached out to the guy that trained me. Then he was working with Sterling Bank. I reached out to the guy. I look for his number. I say, guy, bro, I'm working on this project and I'm going to do this. He said, okay, he's busy. Can we connect later in the day? I said, no problem. In the evening around 8 p.m. through Google Meet, we connected and I showed him and I said, okay, do it like this, do it like this, do it like this, do it like this. And I followed the step. And so connect with professionals. And even most time I build a report. I will send it to people. I'll just say, hi, this is what I work with. Can I send it to you to help me look at it and pass your comments on it? Right? And they will say, yeah, fine. They will pass comments and then attend conference, right? Attend conference. Then meet up, right? Trying to meet people, right? Then portfolio. Yeah, I think I'll be mentioning this portfolio from the beginning of this class, right? Build a portfolio of your work to showcase your skills to potential employer. Now, practically, right? I'm a professional, though I'm still aiming to be like, I still have some my gas, right? I could remember my first interview as a data analyst. My first interview, that job I got that were paying me 50% of what I was earning. The interview, and today, I'm still laughing about that interview. When I entered the interview hall, right, they asked me to sit down, right, and I sat down. And what's your name? I told them my name and introduced myself. And that's okay. You're applying for a data analyst, right? Entry level. I said yes. Okay. The next question is that how many technology or how many data tools do you know? I said I know Excel, SQL, and Power BI. Okay. Rate yourself on Excel. I say on Excel, I say 5/10. I say okay, awesome for entry level. SQL, I say 6, awesome. Power BI, I say 3. I said 3. I said okay, awesome. Okay, so the Power BI, I said 5, right? I said 5, and I said okay, can you show us what you have done? I went with my laptop, with my system, and I opened my laptop for them, and I showed them 3 different data sets that I built. 3 different data sets that I built with Power BI, report that I built with Power BI. I showed them, I walked them through. Okay. And okay, after I walked them through, and the next thing they asked me the next thing they talked about salary. The next thing they talk is salary. So that portfolio already, they've some question that's supposed to ask me. I've answered those questions when I was walking them through the report I've built. All right. Though they pass some comments on my report, oh, you should have used this color, you should have used this, but the most important is that you actually know what you are doing. So, portfolio, every IT guys over there, they should have either you're a product designer, you're a cloud architect, whatever you are doing, try to have what your portfolio. It help you, right? It showcase your skills to potential employers. Some job they will ask you, can you send us your portfolio, right? They will not even ask you for your CV. Can you send us your portfolio? And that's what you see where you send to them, right? Right. Okay. Like I said, my name is Femi Ayodele. I'm a data analyst. I'm a business intelligence developer. I'm a database administrator. So it is time to ask our questions so that we can answer them. Right. Okay. Is data analysis for beginners? Because it looks very broad. Wow. Is data analysis for a beginner? Yes. That's why I said it's for beginner. It's very broad, right? And that's why you have to take it step by step. You take it what? Step by step. It's very broad. Even me, with my 5 years, I'm still learning. And that does not mean I'm not delivering. All right. Right. I'm delivering. Right. So it's very broad. Okay. What is portfolio and how? Oh, I missed that question. Okay. And how do I build one? Right. So portfolio is just like a different report, different project that you have done with data sets, put them together, right? Either with put them in your GitHub, right? Okay, maybe I will send a link, right? But it might not be now, right? Just note it down. I will send a link of how you watch that video, how you can I actually build my portfolio for myself, right? Then yeah, it can do. Maybe we can have a section on that, right? I will discuss with the organizer. We can have a section on how you can build your portfolio, right? So, but it's very important. Please send us this slide. Yeah, definitely. I will send it to you guys. Then this data analysis is not for beginner at all. It's for beginner, right? For Lashade, data analysis is for beginners, right? When I started data analysis, I don't know, despite the fact that I study physics, I don't know anything in data. I don't know Excel. I was in a bank. I use Excel, but the Excel I was using is not the Excel for data analysis, right? SQL, I don't know anything in SQL, Power BI. So it's for beginner. Please, my sister, it is for what? For beginner. And that's the reason why that we are taking you from where you are with your zero experience to take you to intermediate, right? From 0% to at least 50%, right? Then is getting Microsoft certification expensive? Yes, it is not really expensive. There are fundamental, there are associates, there are experts, right? The fundamental, yes, the fundamental is about $50. Then the associate is about $85. Now, but in Nigeria, if you want to write certification, master certification, make always special that it's in Nigeria, because if you click any location outside Africa, you will be seeing very huge amount, right? Then Microsoft try to be conversant with Microsoft. I've written Microsoft certification like 4. I have not paid for one. I have not paid for one. They are always free voucher. And because I always get there, like this year, I don't know if Fabrics, Microsoft Fabrics Analytical Engineer, they release free vouchers, right? Which I got one. That they actually missed the exam because I was hospitalized, right? I missed the exam, right? Right. So then how can I build portfolio? Yes, we're going to organize a section on that. I'll discuss with organizers. Attendant, okay. Please can you share with us one of the reports you have built? Oh, okay. Um, right. I might not be able to show you now. Okay. Mr. Femi, will you be taking us tomorrow? That depends on, but I'm one of your facilitators, right? Right. Then I joined this class. Thank you. Thank you. Which site can I download Excel? Download Excel. Okay. Are you talking about data sets or Microsoft Office? I didn't get that question. How can I build one portfolio? Yes, we're going to hold a class on how you can do that, right? Can someone who is not too good in mathematics do well in data analysis? Yes, I said it. I said my colleague from Imo State study Christian religious study, right? Today is a data analyst, right? Even he just finished his Python training. It was even the one that even motivated me to go and start my Python class, because he's not from mathematics background. Me, I did physics, someone that did physics. You know how many mathematics I should have done, many, right? But the guy is doing better, right? So you can do that. What is the difference between portfolio and CV? Yeah, I think your CV is your curriculum vitae, right? Your resume, right? So portfolio is your different project that you have done that you put together in a file. Can I call it a file, right? That you show your potential employer, right? Then how do we go to cargo, right, to search for data, right? Okay, I will send the link. to the organizer, they send the links to you, or you can just go to Google and drop okay, 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 and search for Kaggle, right? Someone can just help me to, it's Kaggle, right? Then are we to download all these tools on our laptop? Yes. Power BI, you're going to download it. I think it was mentioned before I came in that you must have some specification of your laptop, right? If you have 8 gig RAM, it's still better. You can start with that, right? Yes, you download it on your system, right? You don't download your system. Please, sir, before a data can be analyzed, must it be in a structured format? No, it is not necessary. It must be in a structured format, right? But it passed through different stage, right? It passed through different stage, and then okay, let me go through your question. It said must be a structured format. Now, if it is in a semi-structure, it can be transformed to a structure. If it is on a structured data, it can be transformed to a structured data. Yes. Portfolio means you have done works in data analysis. Yes, showing them what you have done. I don't have an idea on tech. I can't even operate a laptop properly. How do I cope? Do I stand a chance? Yes. See, all these things is still based on passion, right? Passion. I want to know this thing. I want to make money from this thing, right? I want to be like myself. I want to say, okay, in the next 2 years too, I want to be training people on data analysis like me. So if you cannot operate laptop, the technology nowadays, it doesn't need to be, you don't need to be a guru. Let me use that word before you can become an IT professionals, right? I have a lady in my church who study sports science from Rivers State University, right? Sports science. For the past 2 years, he has been disturbing me that he's looking for a place to do. I said, okay, what do you do? He said he's a software developer. Okay, how many of the tools do you know? He said he can use Java, React, C Sharp. He mentioned them. Sports science. And he even showed me some application, some project that he has done. Right? Oh, okay, no problem. When there are openings in my company, I will, I will, I will get in touch. And and today is doing fine, right? Then can we have your LinkedIn profiles? Okay. I will say okay. You go on LinkedIn. You can type Femi Ayodele. Yeah, Femi Ayodele. But I will get across with you, right? Please, it was said that the registration is still ongoing, but I try it. The server can't be reached. I need your help on that. Okay, I think the organizers can see this, right? Please kindly attend to that, right? How do I connect to GitHub? Right, you need to create a GitHub account, right? Just the way, just type how to create a GitHub account on Google. It will show it to you, right? There are some things that you can do by yourself, right? Like my portfolio, right? I've not used Visual Studio before. Visual Studio, I've not used it before. I've not written any code before. But with one YouTube video I watched, I wrote a code to build my portfolio by myself, right? At the back end. When I showed the people that this is my portfolio, right? They said, how did you write your visual code? I said, I wrote it now, right? Even my GitHub account, I created, and then I don't even have much experience. I just went on Google how to create GitHub account, and I did it by myself, right? Yeah, we can have a class on that. I'm going to discuss all this too with organizer, right? Can we get on or online professional course on data analysis? Yeah. There are many of them, right? Can we get a template of portfolio? Yes. Yes. How do we join this cargo online and community? By creating an account. By creating an account with them, yes, you can join. For someone studying agriculture, economics, and extension, is a data analysis okay? Yes, yeah, it's okay. Perfectly okay. With your economics background, you should be able to do better, do fine in area of statistical analysis, right? to be sincere to myself, I joined this out. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You mentioned portfolio. What are the kinds of information that will be there? Yes, your project that you have done, right? Project that you have done, yes, right. Like if you get a data set from Cargo, from anywhere, maybe even after this your training, your project you are going to do for this after this training is your port. You can put it in your portfolio, right? You can put it in your portfolio, right? What are the data tools we are going to learn here? Excel, SQL, and Power BI. Yeah, Excel, SQL, and Power BI. Please, I'd love to know if the Python code generated is a one-time thing or something done for every analysis. Yeah, it depends on projects. You can automate, right? Once you automate, then that's fine. You can automate it. Then depend on the project you want to do, right? But you can write a one Python for your class. Sorry, for your project rather. Yes. Okay. 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 So okay. Okay, so all this question, right? I thought it was Excel interface and navigation was what was that taught today was written as a part of the heading for today's class. Huh? Okay, for people trying to apply data analysis knowledge to their choosing discipline, any advice? Yes, whatever you are doing, whatever your profession now, right? You can see, like okay, today now, a lot of people they don't have a one source of income. They don't have a one source of income. I said I trained a pharmacist, right? He's a pharmacist, and I trained him as now. Now he signed up on all these freelance websites or sites, right? And he's getting $50, right? If people reach out to him and say, okay, can you help us to do this using Excel or Power BI? And he do that and he gets his $50, $100, right? And it's fine. And he's still a pharmacist working in a big hospital, right? Okay. Okay, we don't want to waste most of your time, right? And we're going to stop here today. Thank you, everyone. All your questions, every other question that have not been attended to, right? We'll go through it, then we'll provide your question to all your answer to your question, right? So yeah, okay, thank you, everyone. I wish you best of luck. Please, I need you guys to stay focused, stay curious, so that you can join this class. You have professionals that are going to take you from novice to intermediate, right? So, thank you, everyone. I'll say bye for now.
Yes. All right, thank you so much, Femi. We had a wonderful section already. Please come on, give Femi flowers. I can see that already. Come on, go ahead. Celebrate Femi for that amazing and wonderful teaching. Yes, I know it's been a wonderful section just like we had yesterday. Today's an exception again. Yeah. So we can see some questions that some of us are asking as regarding registration. Let me start by saying that registration is still much available. You can just go to the link to click on it, www.theincubatorng.org. Please visit that site and then fill the form, and then you will be properly onboarded when the time comes. So please, we want you to know that for you to also stay updated on what is happening in this class, it is very, very important that you subscribe to this YouTube channel. It is very, 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 very important that you subscribe to this channel. But if you have not signed the class attendance for today, please do well to sign it. It's also very, very important. Just check the pin message at the top of your message box, and then you get the attendance. Also, I also understand that some of us were talking about tools for every section. We will also walk you through the tools that you're going to be using. So it is important that when you're coming for the classes, you're coming with your system fully charged, and of course, you will need internet access for some of the classes so that you can enjoy all that we are talking in class. So for some of the tools that Femi has mentioned today, some of them will still be going depth into them from next week. So this week is just a foundational class showing us a few bits about the database. We have looked at a few bits about Excel yesterday, and of course, we will still also look at a few bits about what you should expect in business intelligence. We want you to still brace up because we have so much to learn. We have so much to learn. All right, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you. We really appreciate. And for someone asking about communities, we have just two communities in case you have not joined them. The first community is the general community for data, and that link has been communicated to us through the link, through your email. So in case you have not gotten it, be sure you check out your spam folder and every other folder. So the other link is your class community, which is very important that you're a part of. This is where you will get real-time information regarding your class. So please check to see what is happening in your class community. All right. So someone asked that, do you have to study computer to do it? I think Femi has provided test to that. You don't really have to study computer science. All you just need to do is you pay attention, and then you really know what you want to do. You have gotten an idea of career path you can actually choose from data. So once you have that understanding, I think you're good to go. So we also want to encourage that you watch the previous sections. About 2 sections. We had one yesterday, we had one today again. You can rewatch these sections so that you can master some of these things. You can watch these sections so that you can master some of these things. So you can have a better understanding. Also about Kaggle that Femi was talking about. I know you also spelled it. So it is Kaggle, Kaggle.com, Kaggle. It's a repository where you can see a lot of data sets to work with. So I think that's that for all we have to tell us tonight. Please don't forget, in case you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do well to do that and then turn on the notification so that you can get updates in real time. See you in class on Thursday. Please do not miss the class for anything. Have a wonderful night rest, day rest, evening rest, as you can wherever you are joining from. Thank you, and have a wonderful time.